Hello, hello, hello. Let's just it's your man Verse on the IHipix Gambling Casino. Here to explain about a poker hand I ran into today. Board came out as Queen of Diamonds, Ace of Diamonds, Jack of Clubs, Ten of Hearts, and Nine of Clubs. Uh, Board came out as a full straight backwards from the river to the flop. Uh, King Hearts, King of Spades was the hand that I was dealt. Um, so um, I thought about the straight. Uh, I was focused on the straight. Actually, I didn't pay no type of psychological thought for the pairs of kings that was in my hand. So um, it's a good bet. Uh, um, what is what is a straight? So uh, it came out both ways with just one king in my hand. Um, that second king is what made the pair. So, um, I believe that when you are playing poker and you deal with a board like this and you um, are paying attention to the board and not the hand, um, this is how I almost slipped up. Um, Choosing more of a profit on one card than with matching with the straight on the board versus a pair in my hand with a straight on the board. I could have bet um, I could have bet a nice value, which is to get cash for the board and bet the king on the board, which would have been the profit bet. But the value bet for getting the cash is actually about the pairs of kings on the board. Well, the pair of kings in my hand, excuse me. So, actually, the way I just explained it is actually how I sat at the table with the pair of kings in my hand. Um, I, the way my energy is now, I feel distraught. This is how I felt with the pair of kings in my hand. Um, so when I noticed that it was a straight out there with no king in the board, I say, oh, okay. Um, Fortunately, I did not notice that I had a second king in my hand. So there's my pair with one king for a straight on the board. So the profit is to bet one king with the straight on the board, and the value bet is to bet the two kings in my hand. Um, um, it kind of belittles the thought because you don't know where you want to go with the value with the value bet, which is the what I call quick cash gambling. Um, you have to figure out that when you have these hands in reading the board, you have to pay attention to the undivided attention that you give out that you won't take notice to. Undivided attention, it comes in a very large span, but not for a ratio. You cannot make a ratio nor do a divine for a for such a hand like this. So the profit is actually one king with the board for the straight. Uh, it's nine of ace, 9 10 jack, um, queen ace king. I mean 9 10 jack, uh, 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 queen ace. Um, 9 10 jack, queen king ace. Excuse me. Now that's the profit bet with the king. So I you can raise or you can match. But with pair kings, I would prefer to do a value bet Um, at this point, if somebody else had a pair um, on the board or trips or of some type of hand, um, then you would do a profit bet. Um, you you it's the strap because you don't know if you're calling out a bluff or undivided attention that you put out of your psychological mind may backfire because of your miss attempt to pay attention to what is out on the board and what is in your hand and what is in your hand and what is out on the board. So pair of kings, um, the straight from the river, uh 9 10 jack ace queen. Here's the king for the full straight. But I have pair kings, so my value bet is with the pair kings. Um, we all know straights will beat pairs, trips, quads, and reciprocal type of matches. So this here is actually a value bet. This is about learning how to catch the undivided attention of what is a bluff, so you won't bluff yourself. Meanwhile, you have to learn how to bluff out the table with this kind of hand and with this board. So this was a win-win both ways. But if you are not paying attention to the undivided attention, you have to open up your psyche for misattention so you can pay attention to the ratio of the profit bet and the value bet. It's the profit bet that is actually the ratio. Um, so this is what I put out today. The board is flop is queen diamond, ace diamond, jack club. Turn is 10 of hearts, and the river is 9 of clubs. My hand is king of hearts and king of spades. One king makes a straight, two kings make a pair. So I've won both ways. But my miss on got it psychologically. Missed me having two pairs where I can bet the straight and bet on my two pairs. There's my value bet. When you run into hands like these, please pay attention to the undivided attention that you are giving out to the psychological dominance of poker. To feel strong is to show that you are strong. To feel fierce is to show that you can show and give out fear, not to look at the undivided attention of fear and know that the ratio of fear will go up while the other number will stay the same or won't change at all. Logistics, um, the the data of energy, you will probably go down. Um, but if you pay attention, maybe your ratio will go up. So be clear on the choice of what the mass is, of your speculation to learn what a